Yes, well, I've just had the last 5 months working with dinosaurs, and it was really fun to do. Not least because it was a bit of a return to the sort of original Jurassic, where we had this enormous, life-size dinosaurs to deal with. We had, for instance, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to tell you this, but we had a dinosaur called a Giganotosaurus, which I'm not an expert in dinosaurs. I suppose I should be, but apparently that's the biggest dinosaur that's ever been discovered, and it could eat you in a second if if the guys on the controls didn't like it.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I obviously want to talk about the brand new dinosaur that has just received confirmation by Dr. Alan Grant himself as to being a legitimate asset in Jurassic World Dominion. Now the animal in question today, the Giganotosaurus, or Giganotosaurus as Sam Neill pronounces it, which is a bit odd because in my dinosaur books as a kid, I'd always had it pronounced Giga, but hey, whatever. This new Giga dinosaur is not only going to be appearing in the new movie, but it's actually also going to be a very big deal, with the actor saying himself that in the film, it's being purported as one of the biggest dinosaurs to have ever lived, and it's also going to confront the paleontologist during the events of the movie. One other thing here that I'm not so sure everyone caught on to happens to be Sam Neill's little joke about the dinosaur being able to eat you up in a second if the guys on the controls didn't like you. Now, call me crazy, but this sounds like, to me, that the Giga is actually going to be shown off in Jurassic World Dominion with animatronic special effects. Unless, of course, Sam Neill was talking about the controls of someone sitting behind a keyboard, but that seems rather unlikely when you actually lean into the joke that he's making here. Now, of course, I'm not saying that this animal will only be represented via practical robotic effects in the next Jurassic Park movie, because that wouldn't be very Jurassic Park at all now, would it? But what I am saying is that it looks like we have a good probability of seeing Alan Grant interact with a full-size animatronic meat eater again, which is very exciting to say the least. So what is a Giganotosaurus? Well, I actually just so happened to do a little refresher for fans on this animal and what exactly it means for the larger Jurassic World lore. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, I'll link to that video in the description down below. But to give you just a little crash course, the Giga was a dinosaur that InGen did indeed have DNA from during their time working at Jurassic World. And in fact, some of that DNA was actually used to create the Indominus Rex that took down the park in 2015. Now, when it comes to how the animal is going to be shown on the big screen, no official dinosaur design has come out or been officially released as of today. However, I think we can expect it to look at least somewhat similar to what we have available in the fossil record. In other words, one really big, long-snouted carnivore with tiny arms, but a ferocious-looking set of teeth. The Giga isn't necessarily as strong as the series' favorite T.rex, but it definitely is an animal to be reckoned with. That being said, with the news of Dodson and Biosyn returning to the Jurassic Park franchise in this newest installment, I'm confident that the Giga will probably be one of the newer animals that these guys clone and put to use in the new movie. Dr. Wu could be hanging out with them now as well, since his employment under Eli Mills went up in smoke at the end of Fallen Kingdom, so that may explain how these guys got their hands on old InGen assets. Like I said in my video talking about what could have happened to the extra DNA that we saw get out in the last movie, I think Biosyn is going to take full advantage of all of the unseen and even unheard of species that we've yet to experience from the days of Simon Mizrahi, which means there could be a whole slew of new dinosaurs yet to even be teased. So far, we have confirmation of Nasutoceratops, which made its first appearance in Colin Trevorrow's Battle at Big Rock Jurassic World short film, Lystrosaurus, which is actually not a dinosaur and instead a Permian Triassic therapsid, and now, of course, the Giganotosaurus, which Sam Neill is even teasing as being a really big threat. Of course, we did get a few behind-the-scenes glimpses at what some people are calling the Pyroraptor or even the JP3 Raptor variants, but since we don't know the exact species of those just yet, I don't want to prematurely state what they are before release. Keep in mind, guys, that on every single Jurassic Park movie, these animals are subject to change until the final edit is locked down. Gallimimus, for example, was originally envisioned as a hadrosaur in the OG Jurassic Park. Corythosaurus was supposed to be the Parasaurolophus in The Lost World. Baryonyx got swapped out for a Spinosaurus in JP3, and the Sinoceratops from Fallen Kingdom was supposed to be a Pachyrhinosaurus early on. These few species, though, we know for a fact will be making their first feature-length live-action debuts in the next Jurassic movie, and since the Giga is the big news that we have today, I'd love to get all of your thoughts on it. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the Giga being confirmed by Dr. Grant himself for Dominion? Do you think its scenes have anything to do with that Jeep attack that Jeff Goldblum talked about a few months ago, or do you think this will involve something else entirely? Whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. Guys, it seriously means the world to me that all of you continue to support what I do, and I never want you to ever forget that. Now, I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's video and hope that you all enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.